walk around the area. There was a lot of obstructed views for the standing room only folks, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think the standing room only people are supposed to go around and enjoy it. You know,
Yes.
my only complaint, the bathroom lines were enormous, like ridiculous for the men. Like, you don't see that, and it wasn't moving very quick. But they did have 3 huge TVs in the bathroom. I think that's why. I think people stayed in there.
Dawdling.
I think they did. I think they stayed in there until like the possession was over. Or they weren't hurrying up. But there are a lot of people in the concourse. If I buy a ticket to the Super Bowl, I'm sitting in my seat and watching it if I paid $2,000 for it.
Yeah, for sure.
There are so many people in the concourse just watching off the TV. That doesn't make sense. And one other media note. This is what's, everybody talking about the Tracy Wilson scrum at the end and everybody. Well, here's what happens to a lot of the media, a lot of the local guys like us, is we get put in a pen. If you get, we do.
We're literally fenced in.
I'm picturing it, and there's no way I could ever do that. So that's why I'm laughing. Like, this is ridiculous what you guys have to go through.
By rule, you come down like with about 5 minutes to go. You start lining up and getting ready. And now, if your team's in it, you're about to go live for a couple of hours. Like the people in Boston and local stations are about to go live for a long time, and so they have big setups. I mean, a lot of equipment. And we just had a very small setup. We were pretty mobile, but. So they keep you in that pen, and then they usually let you go on the field a couple minutes after the game. Usually as soon as, like, maybe Tracy Wilson does that interview, they'll let everybody else go out on the field, take pictures. And
she was struggling, by the way, too.
Well, I know. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
But they held us in there for a long, long time.
It was a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't even – it was fine for us. I mean, we made it on Action Sports Jack's primetime. It was perfect timing. But if I was an affiliate in New England and I'm about to do all these shows and specials, I mean, you had to wait until a good 12, 15 minutes after the final zeros to get out there. And then you have to set up, and then you got to try to get on TV. It was not – that part was not good.
Even worse for the L.A. affiliates because all the Rams players – already gone.
All gone off the field. Well,
all gone.
And you're most likely not
going
to
get many of them, but you want to get shots of them reacting to
That's
it.
Right.
And,
some of the ejection
the frowny
shots.
faces.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a little inside the business there. But I want to talk about the Rams a little bit more. They cannot keep telling me Todd Gurley is not hurt. You can't keep telling me Todd Gurley is not hurt. He was how much do you disagree or agree with this statement? Outside of Tom Brady, Todd Gurley was the best offensive player on that field. I'm not saying in that game. I'm saying if you could take a player going into that game outside of Brady, who's your first pick? And would it, for me, I think it would be Todd Gurley.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about a guy who was an MVP finalist. So obviously, hands down.
And so he touches the ball 3 times in the first half.
Yeah.
And he touches the ball, 14 times in the entirety? And really, a lot of that came early third quarter because I think he yelled at the coaches at halftime probably and said, give me the ball. There's more to this. And they didn't say it after the game. He never is fully recovered. Something is up with the injury thing that they did not want to reveal and be quiet about it during the whole postseason. But Todd Gurley is not 100% healthy. That's it. It's as simple as that. He is not healthy. We're going to find out in the next few days. That's why he was limited. C.J. Anderson, admirable job, buddy. But I'm not riding in the Super Bowl with C.J. Anderson if I have Todd Gurley right there.
Look, that's the easy way out, Brent. And I agree. It might be an injury. But then why wouldn't McVay come out right after the game and said, listen, Todd's been battling whatever it is for the past 4 or 5 weeks. That's why he wasn't in the game, because that, as a coach, is having your players back. Because now, what are we doing as media? We're sitting here speculating, well, McVay didn't say anything, so maybe it's more of there was like a problem in the locker room, and maybe like McVay and Gurley really aren't that tight, and maybe, there's some issues in the locker room. Like, that's immediately what I thought of, because I watched that press conference, and I watched McVay sit there and say, yeah, Todd's 100% healthy. So if he's 100% healthy, there's got to be a different issue.
Yeah, I think there is. I don't think he's healthy. I think I'm going to take that's one way to interpret it.
Yeah.
But McVay instead of putting this on the player, you can come hammer me for not playing him and giving him enough touches. I'm going to protect the player. Because I thought McVay also, he was very honest. He took all the blame. He said, I got outcoached. And so in my opinion, now this might not be the wrong way to approach it, but I think the young coach, Sean McVay, is saying after the game, put this all on me. Don't put it on these guys. And you get respect in the locker room for doing that, I think, as a head coach, too.
I agree, Brent, but at the same time, if you say he's 100% healthy, then it makes Gurley look bad for the fact that he had, one good run the whole time?
He did, but it doesn't make him look bad if he gets 14 touches. It makes the coach look bad for not giving him the ball more.
Okay, I agree with that, but then his performance makes him look bad. Because if you would come out and said, listen, Todd Gurley's banged up. He's not 100%. He's been nursing this thing. The guy's tough as nails. He went out there and he still played because he wanted to play for his team. That's what you should have said. Because then at least we can think, well, listen, Todd wasn't 100%, but he's still trying to go out there and do the best of his abilities. What we saw on the field from Todd wasn't what he's shown all year. So now we're thinking, well, maybe is there something mental? Is it an injury? We don't know, and we're speculating.
Yeah, what do you think about Todd Gurley? Let us know. You can get us on the video feed, Facebook, ESPN 690, YouTube channel, on my Twitter at the Periscope, at Brent A.S. Jacks.
Sorry for yelling at you, Brent.
Don't worry, sorry. 904-362-9901. Hey, Weber, you tired?
I mean, I got a little napper on the way back down, so I'm pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Hang around if you want. More to come. Tom Brady's done. I'm telling you why. Next on ESPN 690. All right, write down the phone number, 904-362-9901. 362-9901, as we all learn it together. And give us a buzz. Get your thoughts on commercials and halftime and Super Bowl and Brady and MVP, everything we're talking about. Jump in. This is a good day to jump in. Or, again, on all the social media channels, too, because we're keeping an eye on that. And speaking of, I do want to share some of those. Chris, nobody will ever get over the whole Patriots conspiracy theory stuff. Chris says the fact that the commissioner and refs are in Pat's back pocket. Now I'm waiting for a new rule that you can't touch QB or be roughing the passer the way Brady can play till he's 70 years old. And I gotta say this about this game. As a neutral observer, I didn't have a problem with the officiating. I thought the defensive holding call against the Patriots on like 3rd and long, I was like, really? Like he wasn't even looking that way, you know? So I'm like, he wasn't even involved in the play. And I hate when those get called when the quarterback's not even looking that way. And that's not the job of the ref to know that. And then shortly after, it was a holding call on the run against Gurley. So outside of that, I think there was a play early on, right, that then it felt like there was a makeup call. Like was it Dante Fowler? When they said Dante Fowler, what was that? Because from where, again, I don't get all the replays you guys get at home.
Yeah.
So what happened on that play? Did they identify Dante as a wrong defenseless receiver penalty? They called number 56, but that couldn't have been Dante. I watched the replay.
Wasn't it some hands to the face, I thought, or not? No? Is that something different?
Maybe they identified it wrong, but it was like a play that they hit the receiver hard, and they said on the tackle, it was kind of like behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's the thing. If it's behind the line of scrimmage, like, you can go out and tackle somebody, but you can definitely nudge them, and if they fall over, that's on them. I mean, that's what the Patriots did the whole night against the Rams, and that's why they're successful, which I'll get into later again. Yeah. But I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was early in the game, and again, so I'm just saying, I didn't think did you walk away thinking there was any controversy in that game?
No, I mean, I didn't walk away like, oh, that was a horrible call. I mean, I thought it was a pretty clean game when it comes to penalties. Nothing really stood out in my mind. There's maybe like a few times there's like, but nothing to make me stand up and like throw the remote at the TV.
And some people say, okay, what about Hightower's body weight on golf, and what about this and that?
He was still in. Yeah,
the inbounds play. Yeah. He was inbounds.
He's inbounds.
They are going to let him play. And Sue, by the way, even threw down. Or Donald threw down Brady one time, where usually they were going to let them play because after what happened in the NFC Championship game, you can bet Commissioner Roger Goodell said, we do not want to be talking about the Zebras on Monday morning.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. And even that golf one I thought was a great call. Everyone was asking for the flag when he was running out of bounds and got hit. It was a great play.
It was. It was
ballsy.
unnecessary.
It was ballsy because like he was one step away from going out of bounds, but at the same time it was a clean play. So you can't be mad at it.
It was a dumb play. Really, in the because you know they would or could throw it.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary. But again, that's my. I didn't think this was about the Patriots conspiracy theory, the refs, all that, and that's good. We didn't need that in the Super Bowl. Jason Brown says, the Patriots are a power running team in that game, but it's because of the threat of their quarterback. Team sits on that run, it's lights out, Rams win. I get it. You have to be able to make plays in the passing game, but I will say this. Tom Brady, in that game, because of the power run game and because of some of his struggles, I feel like, Austin, he might have made, and I might be missing a few, but I feel like Tom Brady made like 3 throws in that game.
Listen,
and that was and obviously the big one to Gronk down the end. But the other throws were somewhat routine that a lot of quarterbacks would make. And again, I thought he made some bad decisions too. So this wasn't just him throwing errantly at times. This was not Brady's best game.
Wasn't Brady's best game, and I disagree with the fact that it's because of Tom Brady's arm that defenses are scared. Yeah, I agree. Tom Brady's got the arm, but they always set up the run first. If you go back to the Chiefs game, for instance, the first couple plays in the first drive, Sony Michel ran for like -2 and -3 yards, but they didn't stop trying to go for the run. And once they established the run is when they did the play action, they start passing some more. So while, yes, the game was on Tom Brady's arm for most of it. I mean, Michel had, 86 yards, something 90 yards. It was all pretty much one big play.
Yeah, a lot of it in the last couple of runs.
Exactly. But at the same time, I mean, they still use the run to set up the pass.
All right, and Matt Sturman says, I still want to see Tom and Bill win one without the other person. Slim, but possible still. Montana was a Chief, Lombardi was a Redskin. Very true. And that gets me to my next topic. Tom Brady at the beginning of the week told Jeff Darlington of ESPN, said, and he looked right into the camera and held up his hand as a 0 and said, there's 0% chance I'm retiring. Everybody believed him. Mm-hmm. I don't doubt him. He right at that stage, 45 years old, he wants to play too. He said it for a long time. He's living it. He's still playing good football. He's got his team in the Super Bowl. And then I was there all week, and I watched how he reacted on Monday night in that opening night, and he enjoyed it, and he soaked it in. I've been to a lot of these Super Bowls, people. I've watched Tom Brady and these Patriots now at a lot of these Super Bowls, and they don't usually express themselves that way. There was a sense of, let's enjoy this one. There's a sense of, I can't believe we're here. I don't even think we're that good. We had a troubling season at times. In early December, we were left for dead, and we didn't even think we were that good. And so there was an element of this all week long that I thought Tom Brady was enjoying the ride like it might be his last ride. Well, Tracy Wilson, after wrestling through everybody, got to Tom Brady and asked him about his future. Take a listen, and then we'll talk about it.
All week you've talked about you want to keep playing. You want to play till you're 45. You just won your 6th Super Bowl. Does that change anything at all?
It doesn't change anything. I can't wait to just spend some time with my family and my kids and my wife, and just I couldn't do it without their support. And it's just been a great year. I'm so happy for my teammates. This is a dream come true for all of us.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks,
go enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
All right, don't just stop at the first when he said that doesn't change anything. Because then he went into, well, I'm going to go sit with my family and the wife and the kids, and then I'm going to do. I'm telling you, I've got my own conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you're definitely wearing a tin hat right now.
I know, I get it. And I don't mind it. I'll eat crow on this. I mean, he said it. I'm just saying I don't fully believe him. I think, I'm not telling you right now it's 100% chance Brady's done. But I think him winning this game has a very good chance to put him into retirement. I think he wanted to enjoy this moment. I think if you caught the pregame show, did you see was it been about 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Jim Nantz was on with JB. And Nantz even said, he kind of hinted, don't get wrapped up in that 0%, because Brady is a big believer in his camp and all the people that have sacrificed for him over these years to allow him to do this for as long as he's done it. And he wants to repay them. He knows he owes them sooner or later. Now, when is that? Who knows? I'm telling you, there's a gut feeling of mine yesterday, and I still have it today, that Tom Brady said 0% to avoid all distractions this week. Gronk got distracted by it because he had, at every interview he was asked about it. Brady didn't want to deal with it, smartly said, no way, I'll be back. And he would have been back if they lost, I think. But now I believe in the next couple of weeks, next 4 weeks, I think we're going to see a Tom Brady that says, see you later, I'm out of here. And he doesn't want the fanfare of the whole year of announcing it.
That sounds great and everything, but and here's the thing. Is there a percentage that he doesn't play again? Possibly. I like how you mentioned the fact that he said 0% chance to remove all distractions from that week. Some more move on Tom Brady's part. But now let's dissect Tom Brady for a second. What's Tom Brady's one of his greatest attributes as a quarterback? He's competitive, okay? I mean, right or wrong, Brent?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's one of the most competitive guys you're ever going to meet. So speaking of being competitive, you talk about some of the greats like, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Tom Brady's got 6 championships now. How many championships does Michael Jordan have? 6. It's the competitive dog in Tom Brady that's going to want him to come back again and try to win another one, to beat MJ's record, to be clarified as the greatest champion of all time. That's what I truly believe. Now, basketball and football are two different